Hi everyone. Today I would like to continue the previous session in the pollination. Now I would like to talk about the water pollination. Now come to the point. Sexual reproduction in flowering plants. It is a part 18. Another subtopic is water pollination. Here first of all we should come to know that what is meant by pollination. The process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma. Suppose if it is a stigma, it is the anther to stigma. Pollen grains is nothing but pollination. For the transformation of this pollen grain from the anther to the stigma, some of the agents are involving, as you know that. It may be the wind, it may be the water, it may be the insects or animals. Now we are talking about the water. Now pollination by wind is very rare in flowering plants. It might be the non-flowering plants, it may be the common, but very rare in flowering plants. That is very important. And it is limited, it is also limited. About 30 genera of the flowering plants. And in this 30 genera, both monocotyledons and dicotyledons are present. But among these 30 genera, most of them are belonging to monocotyledons only. From this first point, we can expect the very rare in flowering plants, not in non-flowering plants, and it is limited also, limited to particular number of genera. It is nothing but 30, and in this 30 also, which are having the more occupancy, means that is the monocotyledons. We can expect big questions from this. Now, as against for the above statement, this statement what is saying? Water pollination. What is involving? Now here, as against for the above statement, in lower plant groups, here it is very rare, no? It is compulsory like. In lower plant groups like algae, very primitive plants, bryophytes, pteridophytes. Then after gymnosperms, angiosperms will come, those will come, and these all are the primitive plants. In lower plant groups like algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, water is regular mode of transport, compulsory mode of transport for male gamete. So, it is believed that particularly in some bryophytes and pteridophytes, their distribution is limited. Particularly some, not all bryophytes, not pteridophytes, please remember. Some bryophytes, some pteridophytes. The distribution is limited. Why? Because of the need for water. If the water is not there, then the bryophytes and pteridophytes can't able to distribute. Water is important for what? Transport of male gametes. And male gametes are moving on to the stigma, pollination. Then further step is fertilization. What is fertilization? The process of fusion of male gamete with the female gamete. Next, what are the examples for the water pollinated plants? Here we need to discuss fresh water as well as the marine water. Some examples for the water pollinated plants. In that exclusively fresh water plants. Very important, two examples are given in the NCERT, Vallisneria and Hydrilla. Vallisneria point of view we need to talk once again, that I will give you in the next video. How in the Vallisneria the pollination is going on. But fresh water plants, example, where the pollination is carried by the water means that is nothing but a Vallisneria and Hydrilla. Then marine water plants where the pollination is carried by the water means marine water. Sea grasses, we will say the sea grasses. Grasses, plural number is given many. In the best example, one of them is Zosteria. Zosteria is a marine grass. Please remember, here we can expect the some of the questions for the competitive examination. Next, here aquatic plants. What we'll feel now, all aquatic plants are involving in the water pollination method. That means the pollination what is involved. But that is a blunder mistake. We need to identify the very important point here. All the aquatic plants do not use water for pollinating egg. Do not use water as pollinating agent for pollination. Majority of aquatic plants such as water hyacinth, terror of Bengal and water lily, these two, the flowers are image above the level of water. Image above the level of water. That means, you see that this is, imagine it is a water hyacinth or water lily. Plant is growing inside the water. That means image. In that flower came out, that means image out. That time what is happening? The pollen grains consisting anther and stigma is exposed out. That's why it may be the involved in the pollination is carried by the wind or else any kind of insects. That's why this is very important neat question for us. What is this now? Water hyacinth and water lily. The flowers are image above the level of water. So pollination is carried by, here I told you, wind or else animals, that means insects exclusively. So here the insects as well as wind is carried by the exclusively land plants. But here, even though these are the aquatic plants, they are following the pollination method like land plants. This is the competitive question for us. So this area is somewhat difficult, but just go through, it will be helpful to you. Thank you all the best.